Okay, good morning, grade 7. I nearly said grade 8. Okay, guys, revision activity 15, page 208. You had to do this on your own, but to be able to do this, you need to understand the next concepts. First of all, products. What does that mean? It's multiplication. Sum. If you see the word sum, it means plus. Difference. You've got to know it. It's a minus. Quotient. That's a division. So if they say in the first number 1a, they say the product of a certain number. Now, a certain number, you don't know the number. So you don't guess any number. You always take a variable like x. The product of a certain number and 5 equals 20. You write down exactly what they tell you. The sum of a number, that's my number, x, and 9 plus 9, because they say sum, equals 16. Difference, the difference between a smaller number and 8. So usually when we have a minus, we have a bigger number here and a smaller number there. If we have a positive answer, they said the answer is going to be 5, is equal to 5. So it's going to be 8 minus the smaller number will give me 5. The quotient's the answer of a division sum. So the quotient, when a number is divided, a number can be any number. A number is divided by 3, and that equals 6. That's how you do it. You don't solve for x. They didn't ask you to solve, so you leave this as it is. Okay, now number 2, they say, solve the following equations by means of inspection, trial, and improvement. Inspection means I look at it. I don't move anything around. I just look at it and I see what plus 5 will give me 11. I can see, well, it's easy. 6 plus 5 will give me 11. If I look at the next one, 4 times what? 4 times what number will give me 24? I can see, well, that's 4 times 6 will give me 24. Over here, 3b plus 1 equals 13. Okay, now, if you struggle to see what number is going to 3 times what plus 1 will give me 13, I immediately see 3 times 4. That gives me 12 plus 1 equals 13. But if you couldn't see it, you do it this way. You take all of your numbers that are standing on their own, the constants. You take them and you put them all on one side of the equation. So if I have a plus 1 on this side, I have an equals there, and a number on that side. I take my plus 1, I chuck it over to the other side, and then I get 13 minus 1. So I get rid of my plus 1 by taking it to the other side. And then on this side, I'm left with 3b. 3b equals 13 minus 1. So 3b equals 12. Now remember, 3b is exactly the same as 3 times b. Let me just write it over here. 3b equals 12 is exactly the same as 3 times b equals 12. To get rid of times 3, I'm going to say divided by 3, and then I have to say divide by 3 on that side at the same time. Equivalent fractions. 3 divided by 3, then I end up with a b on this side, and 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. That's how I do it. Now over here, I've got m divided by 3 is equal to 8. If I want to get rid of the divided by 3, I've got to say times 3. M divided by 3 times 3 equals 8 times 3. So what I'm doing on this side, I'm doing exactly the same on that side. Those two cancel each other out. I'm left over with the m. M equals 8 times 3. That's 24. Okay, over here, number 3, we have Peter is twice as old as his sister. So you've got to think about this. Who's the one that's older? Is Peter older or his sister? Peter is twice as old. That makes Peter older. So if the sister is x years old, twice as old will be 2 times x. So Peter will be 2x. So if his sister is 9 years old, his sister, that will x equals 9. If his sister is 9 years old, Peter will be 2 times 9 years old. So that makes Peter 18 years old. Now, number 4, they say the area of a rectangle. I have to work that out. That's a rectangle. That side is as long as that side, and I've got this side, same length as that side. My length is always the longest one. My breadth's over there. So I know that length will be 4,5. My breadth will be 3 centimeters. Now, you need to know. You need to know this. You need to go and study this. Area equals what? Length times breadth. Length, 4,5 times 3. Remember that's centimeters, and this is also centimeters. 4,5 times 3. If you can't do it, 45 times 3. 40 times 3, 120. 5 times 3, 15. 120 plus 15, 135. How many spaces after the comma? 1. How many spaces after the comma in the answer? 1. That's my answer. 13,5 centimeters squared. Squared centimeters. That's what you do. Okay, number 5. Now in number 5 they said, calculate y in each case. If x is equal to 2, so here I have it. X is going to be equal to 2, so all I need to do, I need to substitute my x with a 2. So in the place of the x, I write a 2. So this is the same as y equals 5 times 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. That's my answer. Now over here, once again, I take my 2. X is equal to 2. I substitute my x with a 2. Then I end up with 2 to the power of 2 minus 3. 2 to the power of 2. 2 times 2. 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3, 1. Y equals 1. Last one, number 6, you had to do it this way. They say, substitute the value for x into the rule to calculate y. So we want to work out the y answer. They gave me the rule 6x squared plus 3 equals y. My rule, 6x squared plus 3. We've done this a million times. You take the 1, you substitute it into that position. So you get 6. Instead of the x, I write a 1 to the power of 2 plus 3. 1 to the power of 2, 1 times 1. So 6 times 1 times 1 gives me 6, plus 3 gives me 9. That's my first answer. 2. Now I substitute the x with the 2. So I'm going to put a 2 there. So it's going to be 6, 2 to the power of 2, plus 3. 2 to the power of 2, 2 times 2, 4, times 6, 24, plus 3, 27. Next one, 3. I take my 3, I substitute that into the value of the x. So I have 6, and I have a 3 to the power of 2 plus 3. Then I end up with 3 times 3, because that's what 3 to the power of 2 means. 3 times 3, 9, times 6, 54, plus 3, 57. Next one, once again, I substitute the x with a 4, then I end up with 6. A 4 to the power of 2 plus 3. Look again. 4 to the power of 2 means 6, that is times 4 to the power of 2. 4 times 4 plus 3. So I need to do this part first. 6 times 4, 24 times 4 plus 3. 20 times 4, 80. 4 times 4, 16. 80 plus 16, 96 plus 3, 99. And that's how you do it. Then you can just go and you can do that one. You can finish it off. I will send you the memo this afternoon. Okay, let me just see. We have a minute left. So let me go back to problem number 3B. Let me show you that one quickly. Okay, number 3B. So they say the length of a rectangle, so I've got a rectangle. I draw a picture. There's my rectangle. The length, that's my length, is 1 meter longer than the breadth. So I'm going to start with the breadth. I'm going to say, well, this part's going to be x. My length is 1 meter longer, so this will be x plus 1. Now, what do I know about a rectangle? I know that that side is equal to that side, so this will also be x. And this length is exactly the same as that length, so this will also be x plus 1. And then they told me that the perimeter of my rectangle is 22. Perimeter, like that little ant would walk. That plus that plus that plus that. Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the breadth. So 2 times the length will be x plus 1 plus x plus 1. So I will have x plus 1 plus x plus 1 plus x plus x. Then I add it up. X, everything that's the same, I'm going to add that up first. X plus x plus x plus x. Apple plus apple plus apple plus apple. That gives me 4 apples, 4x. And then 1 plus 1. That gives me plus 2. So they told me that my perimeter is 22 meters. So if I have to solve this, it's easy. I take all my constants and I get them on the same side. So I've got 22 meters minus 2. That gives me 20 meters. It's equal to 4x. How do I get rid of 4 times x? I've got to say divided by 4. Divided by 4. And then I get my answer. Those two cancel each other out. 4 divided by 4 gives me 1. So I'm left over with x on this side. And 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. My answer, 5 meters. But they asked me, what is the length? So my length is x plus 1. My breadth was x. So x is equals to 5 meters. So my length